Okay, today we started out our lesson with watching a fluency, which was skip counting by 6. So hopefully you can remember that skip count in your head a little bit more easily to help with your practice today. Today we're going to be doing Module 3, Lesson 7. The objective is to interpret the unknown in multiplication and division to model and solve problems using units of 6 and 7. You may have noticed that we've been focusing a lot on 6 and 7 and learning to skip count by those numbers to help us solve our problems. The materials needed for today are your online whiteboard or your whiteboard dry erase marker and dry eraser. And the teaching style we're going to follow is where I do it, we do it together, and then you do it on your own. The first example I'm going to start out with is a word problem. Thad sees 7 beetles when he weeds his garden. Each beetle has 6 legs. How many legs are there on all 7 beetles? And it gives us B to use for our unknown. So we've been practicing a lot of different ways to help us solve multiplication problems. We've been making arrays, we've been skip counting on our hands. Yesterday we did number bonds. So today we're going to use our tape diagram. If you remember, our tape diagram is pretty much a giant piece of tape. And we break it into groups to help us solve our problem. So in this example, we have 7 beetles, and each beetle has 6 legs. So we have 7 groups of 6, and that equals B, which is our unknown. That's what we don't know yet. So what I'm going to do first is take my tape diagram and break it into 7 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and my last line makes piece 6 and 7 at the same time. I'm going to double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 pieces. Notice how I try to make them the same size, okay? It may not be perfect, but you do want to make sure you try your best to make them each group the same size. Now, it says that each beetle has 6 legs. First, I'm going to label. I know I have 7 groups. I also know that each beetle has 6 legs. So if each group is a beetle, then each of those beetles is going to have 6 legs. So inside my tape diagram in each piece, I'm going to draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in each of my pieces. Notice how I'm spreading my dots out so that they don't overlap and I don't get confused. Okay, and I try to put them in an organized pattern. So I have 7 groups or 7 beetles. Each beetle has 6 legs, so I have a size of 6. Now I need to figure out, what does B equal? How many legs do we have all together? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip count. What's nice about having my dots is I can just count my dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42. So B equals 42. Okay, so 7 times 6, or 7 groups of 6, equals 42. If Thad has 7 beetles and they each have 6 legs, there's going to be 42 legs altogether. Okay, let's go ahead and have you do one with me. Okay, for this one, I just gave you the multiplication problem. Okay. Our problem is 3 times 7 equals n, and n just stands for number in this case, the number that we're missing. So first thing I want you to do on your whiteboard is go ahead and draw your piece of tape for your tape diagram. We know that 3 times 7 is really like 3 groups of 7. So on your piece of tape, you're going to make 3 groups. 1, 2, 3. And I double check. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to label that. I have 3 groups. The next thing you're going to do in your tape diagram, okay, if we have 3 groups of 7, we know each piece has 7 in it. So we're going to label the size of each group as 7. And then we need to put our 7 dots or 7 circles in each piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have to figure out, what does n equal? How many dots do we have all together? Make sure your drawing on your whiteboard matches mine. Okay, so now all we need to do is skip count. First, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then I'm going to give you just a second to count on and figure out how much we have for our last group. If you're one of my face-to-face groups, I'm just going to walk around and peek at your whiteboard. If you're one of my virtual groups, you will need to hold that whiteboard up to show me that you have your answer ready. Okay, my virtual students, go ahead and hold up what you have so far, just so I can see how far you got. Okay, so we ended at 14. So next we counted 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So you should have figured out that n equals 21, which means 3 times 7 equals 21. Okay, go ahead and erase those whiteboards. And now I'm going to do another example for you that you can watch. This one is with division now. So Mr. Tim divides 28 students into 7 equal groups for a project. How many students are in each group? And he gives us the letter G to use. So first I'm going to write my problem. It's division, so I know my big number goes first. 28 divided by 7 groups equals G. Equals how many groups? Next thing I do is I start with my big piece of tape for my tape diagram. I know I have 7 groups, so I'm going to break it into 7 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. I'm going to label that as my 7 groups. Now, here's where it's different than multiplication. I already know my total. My total is 28. So I have to figure out, what does my size equal? How many are in each group? I'm still going to use my dots, but this time I'm going to have to do them a little differently because I don't know how many dots to put in each group. I'm just going to put one dot in each group until I've used all 28. Okay, so I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not at 28, so I keep going. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Now I'm at 28. I've used all 28 dots. 28 is my total, so I can't have any more dots than that. Now let's figure out how many dots ended up in each group. Well, if I look at just this one group, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I ended up, and if you look at all my other groups, I have 4 dots in every group, which means 28 divided by 7 equals 4. Okay, let's go ahead and have you try one with me. On your whiteboards, you can go ahead and write this equation. 36 divided by 6 equals n. Remember, n just stands for number. We don't know what number it is yet. That is our unknown. Now I want you to draw your big piece of tape. We know we have 6 groups, so let's break our tape into 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That last line splits 2 pieces at the same time. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I label it 6 groups. I'll give you just a minute to catch up your drawing. Make sure it matches mine. Okay, now we know our total is 36, which means we're going to have 36 dots all together. But we don't know how many dots go in each group. So we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're just going to put one dot in each group until we get to 36. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm not at 36 yet, so I keep going. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I got to keep going. I'm not at 36 yet. I'm going to have you go ahead and finish making your dots. So we've done 12 so far. You're going to go back and keep going until you get to 36. I'll give you a minute to finish that and solve it. Remember, if you're a face-to-face student, you don't have to hold your board up. I'm going to walk around and take a look. If you're a virtual student, you will need to hold your board up when you're done so I can see your answer. Okay, my virtual kids, go ahead and hold up what you have so far so I can see how much you got done. Okay, so we ended at 12, and you should have kept going. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. I got to 36, which is my total, so I can stop drawing dots because I only have 36 dots. Now let's see if we can figure out the size of each group. I'm going to look in just my one group and count how many dots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the size of each group is 6. And if you look, all of our boxes should have 6 dots. So that means that 36 divided by 6 equals 6. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what you're going to be working on alone today. Your homework is IXL skill F8, which is multiplying by 7. So you can see here, your example is 7 times 4. So if you're using the strategy that we did today, you draw your piece of tape. It would have 7 groups. And you would put 4 dots in each group. And then you could skip count to solve. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. So that would equal 28. Okay? I know that was really fast. That was kind of just a review to remind you how you can use your tape diagram to help you solve your problems today. Okay, go ahead and get started.